I feel pleasure in introducing our next guest, Brahmacharini Kritika Chaitanya. She was born in Toronto, Canada. After studying international development studies and philosophy at the University of Toronto and engaging in much social work and volunteerism, she joined second residential Vedanta course in Chinmay Mission, Trinidad and Tobago Ashram in 2013. After a year and a half of studying the highest knowledge and Sanskrit under the guidance of His Holiness Swami Prakashanandaji, she has committed herself to serving Chinmay Mission. She is currently posted in Trinidad conducting public satsangs and classes of adult seniors and young females and assisting with ashram activities and enterprises. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Brahmacharini Kritika Devi.
Hari Om, everyone. Thank you for having me today. For me, it's lunchtime in Trinidad. We will begin with a short prayer and then we will see today's session. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. All right, let's just get this screen going here. Okay, I think you'll be able to see my slideshow. All right, so today we have a session on guided meditation. And to begin the session, we are just going to very briefly practice the different types that we will be studying later on in this slide. So if everyone watching can sit up straight, sit very comfortably wherever you are, whether you're on a chair or you're on the ground, and just very gently close your eyes. There are different types of meditation that I'm going to guide us through just for a few minutes, and then we will look in depth into them. So first of all, we're going to move from external to internal. So around where you are, there are sounds that will be made. There are birds chirping, there are cars passing, maybe your air conditioning or your heater is on. Begin to count the sounds that are around you. And as you count them quietly in your mind, take note of them. And as these sounds are being made and you're becoming more and more aware of them, that you would not be aware of on a daily basis, there are different thoughts that will be passing through your mind. So relax the body and pay attention to the different thoughts that are passing. Very slowly begin to pay attention to the muscles in your toes, in your feet, and relax them. Pay attention to the muscles in your legs, your hips, your back, your arms, and relax all of these muscles slowly in a process. Relax the muscles in your shoulders, in your neck, your facial muscles. If you're frowning, release those muscles also. And you have successfully withdrawn your attention from the disturbances of the outside world and from the physical body. Now, as we are relaxed in this state, be aware of each breath that we take. You breathe in, and then breathe out. Then breathe in for 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and hold the breath for 3, 2, 1, and release the breath, 3, 2, 1. And breathe in and breathe out. And as you're sitting there, in meditation, different thoughts are passing through the mind. Different desires are passing through the mind, which will arise. And don't suppress them, but don't indulge them also. Let them rise, express themselves, and pass away. So let your intellect be the detached witness of all the thoughts, just like an officer in the Navy parade that watches the proceedings without identifying any one soldier in front of him. Just watch the thoughts arise and dissipate. Then in your mind, to get control of that mind once again, then we do manasa japa. Manasa japa means I do repetition in my mind only. So I will choose a mantra, but really any japa, any mantra can be used. So just pay attention to the sounds from where they arise, from where they sustain, and from where they dissipate into. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And then finally, we move into a thoughtless state. We stop the helper and we just watch the silence. And if we find this difficult, then we resume chanting, we resume pranayama, we resume thought massage, we resume external to internal. And now very slowly you can open your eyes. So that was just the practice of meditation. There are many different ways, and I just covered about 5 of them here with us today. There are many different helpers to help our meditation process. Now that was the practice. Now on the next slide. Why do we meditate? What is the point of meditation? What is the purpose of meditation? But really, this session is a general meditation guide. And to really understand meditation, we will have to enter into an ashrama, find that guru, and practice this on a second-by-second basis. But really, it is in the seat of meditation that we learn to use this mind to rise beyond the mind. And by doing that, then we realize the truth. And what is that truth that we are trying to realize? Our own innermost self, the Atman, the self, Brahman, our true nature, many different synonyms, many different words we use for that same goal. So we use the mind as a tool to rise beyond that mind. And so therefore, we have to create a new habit in our mind. And what is that new habit that we have to replace the wrong habit with? It is that we have to see our identity in the pure self. Right now, what do we see our identity as? I am this body, and this body is very fit. This body is very tall. This body is very short. This body is very big. It's very petite. This body is healthy. This body is not healthy. And I am that thing. And then we have to move beyond that. I am my mind, right? I am a chocolatier. I love Indian food so much. I love Mexican food so much. And so whatever I have in my mind, that I am. I am an angry person. I am an intellectual person. I am a happy person. I am an immature person. I am a very mature person. And our intellect, well, whatever I say goes. Whatever argument I make, whatever conclusions I have made based upon my interactions in the world, based upon the experiences in the world, then that thing is correct and only that. So right now, our identity is with the body, the mind, and the intellect. And so that is the wrong habit that we have created over lifetimes, over janams. that we have been born and born over into this world. And so we're trying to create a new habit to replace that old habit. And that new habit is to see our identity in the pure self. So that eventually there is no I, that ahankara, that ego has dissipated. There is no me and you. There is no me and Bhagwan or God or the self. There's just one. So in its purest form, meditation is the point where the meditator, the meditated, and the meditation merge into one. So these habits are prescribed by our rishis. So we have karma yoga, we have bhakti yoga, we have jnana yoga. Karma yoga is selfless action. Bhakti yoga is devotion to the self, to Bhagwan, to this entire universe. And then jnana yoga is studying our scriptures. And so these now, the way that our rishis have prescribed these duties, these actions that must be done within each of these three yogas, they are to constantly turn the mind away from the extroverted pursuits to the nature of the self. It may seem, our scriptures tell us, do your duty. And if my duty is being a garbage man or a garbage woman, my duty is focused on, I have to pick up this bag, I have to go to this community, I have to do this in the truck, whatever it may be. But really, if I practice it according to karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, the real pursuit of the self is hidden and ingrained in each of those actions. And so yuj is the root word or the root of yoga. So when we say karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, or any other yoga that we're talking about, yuj is that root in Sanskrit. And yuj means to unite. So in its purest form, the meditator, the meditated, and the meditation merge into one. So why do we meditate once again? Well, this meditation, it benefits us in many different ways. And what is that? First, it integrates the personality. I have my intellectual personality, I have my emotional personality, and I have my physical personality. Gurudev also says we have a spiritual personality. So all of these have to be integrated, because if my intellectual personality tells me, no, I cannot have sugar because I have diabetes, but my emotional personality says, oh, but it'll make me feel so good if I just have this piece of cake. And then my physical personality starts to salivate at the mouth. It starts to drool because I'm so excited. I'm just smelling this cake that's in front of me. That means my personality is not integrated. My spiritual personality is saying, well, the dharmic thing to do is to not have the cake because it will make my diabetes worse. So integration of the personality, developing clarity in my thinking, not being biased to one side or not making a decision based on emotions, developing vairagya or detachment. Detachment doesn't mean I give up this and I give up that. I still need to eat. But if I get food today, if I get this meal, it's okay. If I don't get it, that's also okay. If I get what I want, that's okay. If I don't get what I want, that's also okay. And so therefore, growing in spirituality, developing wisdom, and reducing that body identification, aiding in viveka, discrimination, seeing what is true from not true. And it cures us from the 6 impurities or the mala: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, and matsarya. That lust, anger, greed, delusion, pride, and jealousy. Getting rid of all of these impurities, or at least being able to identify, okay, krodha is developing in me now. It's arising in my personality. I need to find something to get rid of this krodha, to release from this anger, like that, or keep my mouth shut, go into maunam, like that. And so now, what are the aids in meditation that we speak of? What will help us in meditation? I think in the previous panel, some of these were touched upon. So very quickly, I will just quote from Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells to Arjuna. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chetasya karmasu, yukta swapna vabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So what aids in meditation? This is where the various sadhanas or practices come in. And this comes from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. Bhagwan tells our rishis, our scriptures tell us that we must have moderation. And what is this moderation in? In eating. So we should be eating fresh sattvic food. Sattvic food means it is prepared and consumed within 3 hours. And then what?
Sorry. So what is the sattvic food that we consume? Well, it doesn't make sense if we go and we eat non-veg food and we say it's prepared within 3 hours, Sattvic food, there is a nice list, the greens and the vegetables and the grains and all of that, and then which type. So, and these foods should only be consumed when I am hungry. I shouldn't be going and eating every minute just because food is in front of me. Fresh, not frozen like that. Then the recreation that I engage in. Right? What type of activities do I engage in? What I consume with my senses, with my sense organs, that is also food as well. So if I'm listening to very rajasic music, upbeat music that makes me move, or I'm listening to very tamasic music, or TV, or whatever it is that I am engaging in, well, then my thoughts will begin to act that certain way. Then when I go and I sit down for meditation, well, then I will be moving meditation. I will not be doing the true type of meditation that will unite the meditator, the meditated, and the meditation itself. And then the sleeping, no more than 8 hours. Anything more than 8 hours is tamasic. Less is more, actually, but we know our bodies are different, and the types of activities that we engage in, we should have enough sleep for that. And then our actions should be done according to karma yoga. It should be done according to dharma. Now, controlling all my organs and thoughts, my sense organs and my thoughts. I know that I really want to watch TV, but I'm supposed to do my sadhana at Sandhya hour. I'm supposed to be doing my japa. I'm supposed to be singing my kirtan. I'm supposed to be doing my bhajans. I'm supposed to be doing my duty even. But I want to sit down and go to the movies or watch TV or whatever it may be. So control. Control means discipline in all aspects of life. Discipline is something that needs to be very clear in our mind, because we cannot do according to what we want to do, because the mind is the most undisciplined organ that we have. So discipline needs to be there. And when I'm doing my meditation, I should be alone, actually. I shouldn't meditate with a group. I think in the bigger cities now, there's a fad where you have a group meditation. I should be alone in my meditation, and I should be doing that regularly and sincerely, not just because I have to. I should understand also, that is where Jnana Yoga comes in. I should understand why I need to be doing meditation. And we continue in the next verse that Lord Krishna tells to Arjuna. Shucho deshe pratishtapya Sthiramasanamatmanaha Natyuchritam nati nicham Chailajina kushotaram. Once these life practices are made a habit, then the sadhak sits for meditation. But how does that sadhak sit? Well, the process is described. First, we should have a clean area. External conditions very much have a very profound effect on the mind. That area should be clean, so clean that you could eat off of the floor. That's how clean it should be. And the time that we choose. We shouldn't choose the time during just before lunchtime when the entire family is coming out and looking for food and pots are banging and clinging. Wake up earlier before the family will wake up. So choose a quiet time. Really and truly, that real tranquility exists within ourselves, but that space psychologically helps that sadhak. So we should choose a quiet time, choose a quiet room also, a special place, and you should go back there each time. There should be some routine that is made, so each time we go back there. That asana should be comfortable, not too high, not too low, sturdy, thin, flat cushion, blanket, kusha grass, and deerskin is what Bhagwan tells, or a chair if we have to. So we should be comfortable. And we sit very steadily. Don't move back and forth and adjust this way and that. sit steady. And our posture, our back, head, neck should all be in a straight line. They should be erect. Don't lie down on the bed with your eyes closed just before bedtime and say, I'm going into meditation now. Then you go into samadhi. You go into deep sleep instead. They should be sitting upright. Our hands are resting on our knees or our fingers very gently interlocked. And if we need another device to assist us in meditation, you can have an image in front of you of the Lord, of Om, of a diya, a light, anything that is there in front, anything to withdraw the senses. So we can add flowers, incense to bring all our sense organs into focus. And when should it be done? Preferably after a bath. Right? Cleanliness outside and inside, physically, all of these things aid in our sadhana. Our eyes should be closed. However, if our mind is distracted, which it will happen because that is the nature of the mind, then we can open our mind and focus it on the altar. In meditation, we withdraw the attention from the external to the body, from the body to the breath, from the breath to the mind, from the mind to the intellect, and then through the contemplation on the self, then we discover our true nature as consciousness. Right? So we if our mind is so distracted, we change our thoughts in one direction. And we can punish that uncooperative mind. If you're doing japa, and then on the 107th bead, then our mind wanders and we say, nope, I'm starting back again. And we start back at 1. Just like how we would watch that, punish that naughty child, but we are sakshi. We are just witness to that naughty child. We let that child do whatever is supposed to, whatever consequences need to be paid, that child will do it. But we just watch from afar, knowing that that child will benefit from it in the future. And the types of meditation. Now we conclude to that final slide, which was actually our first slide. So we have external to the body. We listen to sounds. We massage our entire body, beginning with our toes all the way up to the top of our head. And we massage its muscle to relax the body so the body does not become an impediment to our meditation, our practice of it. Then we watch the breath. No more than 4 seconds should we hold. If you hold more than 4 seconds, then you need to be in that sampradaya. Then your chakras will start moving and all. You need to find a guru if you're more than 4 seconds. So 4 seconds breathing in, holding that breath for 4 seconds and releasing that breath for 4 seconds. No more than that, unless you go to an ashrama with a guru who can guide you through that. Then that breath to mind, that thought parade, watching those thoughts go past and just letting those thoughts be. Do not engage. Do not try to remove those thoughts or release those thoughts, anything. You just watch the thoughts go by. And then mind to intellect, that manasa japa. And then eventually that thoughtless state. Now, of course, this will not conclude in any one sitting. It will take many, many sittings, many different lifetimes and all to reach this state. But the regular and sincere practice is very much key to the success of this. And it's we use our karma, we do action up until a certain point. Like we take the elevator up to the top floor. But when we reach the top floor, we have to leave the elevator behind to walk to our destination. So we use these sadhanas, we use these actions, these karmas to reach a certain point until we get to that thoughtless state. Then that happens naturally. That merging happens very naturally and authentically. We don't need to do anything to reach that state of unification. So here I will bring us to a close, the session to a close. I know it was a little bit quick, but the main thoughts are there, the main points are there for you to take them and practice them on a daily basis. Now, daily, we say there's a certain amount of time that we meditate. However, actually, every second we should be so aware of that mind, so aware of that body, so aware of that breath, that every second is actually a type of meditation that we are practicing. All right, so now I will say a closing prayer, and I hope you all will enjoy the rest of today's sessions. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om, everyone, and thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much, Kritika ji. It was so much informative. I guess nothing more could have been done in 15 minutes what you did. It's a crash course in meditation, and you started from very foundation. You even took time to make people understand the meaning of word yuj and yoga. From there, you started to the highest realms of yoga, thoughtlessness. So it is a small crash course on yoga. Certainly will be inspiring many people from different parts of the world. So blessed to have you here. And thank you very much for guiding us.
Thank you, Doctor.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Brahmacharini Kritika Chaitanya for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.